Syria's decade-long war has forced many outside the classroom and into child labor. They work long hours to support their families in difficult conditions, all to put food on the table and provide education for their siblings to protect them from suffering a similar fate. Let's take a look.
In the makeshift oil refinery in Syria, Amir al-Shaban kneels in the freezing mud. He is busy packing handfuls of charcoal in a plastic bag. Then he drags the heavy bag nearly half his size. The task is to feed a furnace that emits toxic fumes. This is what the 12-year-old's daily routine looks like. No school, no books, and breathing in fumes from a furnace. When Amir finishes his shift, he washes off soot from his hands, walking back to a nearby displacement camp. This is where he lives with his parents and 5 younger siblings. His father suffers from diabetes and clogged arteries. This means that the family is mostly reliant on Amir's monthly income of $5.
I am Amir al-Shaban. We fled 8 years ago. I work here at the oil refinery to support my family. 4 of my siblings were killed by the regime. When we came here, I was the oldest sibling in my family, so I came to work at the oil refinery. I earn 20,000 Syrian pounds per week, and this is barely enough to feed my family. We have debts, so I have to work here. It's not in my hands. I'm not going to school and don't want my siblings to work. I work summers and winters in the refinery to support my parents.
Syria's decade-long conflict has forced Amir and several others out of the classroom and into scrapyards and factories. Like the 15-year-old Mohammed Makhzoom, he works 12 hours a day to support his younger siblings. Mohammed has been working since he was 9. He dropped out of school after his parents were killed in the conflict.
My mother and father died when I was small. When my mother died, I started working here at the metal scrapyard to support my siblings. I'm their mother and father. I work from 6 in the morning until 6 in the evening.
This is the reality of Syria's children. An estimated 2.5 million children in Syria are out of school. Another 1.6 million are at risk of dropping out. 9 in 10 children in Syria live in poverty. There is no official data in Syria on child labor rates, but they have increased steadily during the conflict. The COVID-19 pandemic and an economic crisis is fueling further spikes. The last decade has left a traumatic toll on a generation of Syrians, a childhood devoid of laughter and innocence. They were born into unimaginable violence, raised in the shackles of conflict, leading lives that bear the physical and emotional scars of a war-torn nation. For the world, it is a decade of conflict in Syria. But for the country's children, it is a lifetime of trauma. West Asia Bureau, WION World is One.